For the first time in more than 60 years, fragments of a biblical text have been uncovered, offering new insight into an age-old story. The tale of Adam and Eve, one of the most deeply embedded narratives in our culture, remains one of the oldest and most compelling. Among the many ancient stories, none captivate us more than the story of the Garden of Eden. A newly discovered text, Sefer HaTimnah, the Book of the Image, sheds new light on this well-known account. For centuries, the story of Adam and Eve, the forbidden fruit, the serpent's temptation, and their expulsion from paradise, has shaped how we understand humanity's origins. But what if there's more to this narrative? What if a hidden chapter, waiting to be discovered, reveals a truth far more unsettling than we ever imagined? These newly unearthed biblical fragments may offer a glimpse into a version of the Adam and Eve story that could change everything we thought we knew about Eden. Scholars have spent decades in pursuit of this ancient text, and now what began as mere rumors has turned into revelation. Archaeologists claim to have found the authentic version of this story. But what terrifying secrets do these ancient pages reveal? How could a manuscript lost for millennia contain such disturbing insights into humanity's origin? The astonishing discovery has come to light: the books of Adam and Eve, hidden in the Egyptian desert within the treasures of King Tutankhamun's tomb. First published in 1926, these ancient manuscripts dating back to the early Christian period in Egypt are among the oldest known texts in existence. Now, this relic of mystery and wisdom is poised to be auctioned, attracting the attention of those both curious and ambitious. Ever wondered what happened to Adam and Eve after they were cast out of Eden? This ancient manuscript delves into their lives, exploring a fascinating belief system known as the Apocalypse of Moses, or the Books of Adam and Eve. Though its authenticity and dating are debated, many scholars believe it preserves ancient traditions. Even Paul, a central figure in the New Testament, likely knew of this text, as references in 2 Corinthians align with its themes of creation and the fall of man. While the original version was supposedly revealed to Moses, the Latin edition begins with an English translation. The text is believed to have been written in the 1st century AD in a Semitic language, possibly passed down orally before being documented. The primary Latin sources we have date back to the 9th, 10th, and 12th centuries. These manuscripts, now faded with age, provide a glimpse into ancient beliefs. Interestingly, an anonymous Egyptian author later recorded the story in Arabic, which was only translated into English in the 19th century. Initially dismissed as apocryphal or pseudepigraphal, the text was excluded from the Bible, despite offering valuable insight. The Book of Adam and Eve tells the story of what happened after Adam and Eve's expulsion from Eden, also known as the conflict of Adam and Eve with Satan. It offers a reimagining of the famous dialogue between Eve and the serpent. Eve responds to the serpent. The Creator said, "Do not eat from the tree in the center of the garden, nor touch it lest you die." The serpent answers, "You will not die." The Creator knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like Him, knowing good and evil. Satan convinces them the fruit is beneficial, claiming that God is withholding it out of jealousy, urging Adam and Eve to distrust the Creator. Now, imagine an ancient manuscript, its pages yellowed with age, telling a story stretching back to the very dawn of humanity. The Book of Adam and Eve, written originally in Arabic by an unknown Egyptian author, later translated into Ethiopian and believed by many to have been composed before the birth of Jesus, was rediscovered in the 19th century. It presents a hidden version of the Genesis story. Ever wonder what dark secrets lay beyond Eden? What corrupted the descendants of Seth, leading them to become like fallen angels? How did these events shape mankind's fate? The manuscript is split into 2 parts, beginning with the couple's departure from Eden and their temptations by Satan. In a shocking twist, it reveals that Cain and Abel had twin sisters. The tragedy unfolds when Cain, in love with his twin sister Luluwa, discovers that his parents wish for him to marry Abel's twin, Aklia. This sparks Cain's rage, leading to Abel's murder. The second part of the book takes us to the time before the Great Flood, when Seth's descendants lived atop Mount Hermon until they were seduced by the daughters of Cain. They descended into corruption and lost God's favor, becoming fallen like the angels. The narrative continues with Cain's death at the hands of the blind Lamech and the lineage of the patriarchs up to Noah's birth. Despite its ancient origins, the story resonates with timeless themes: love, jealousy, betrayal, and redemption. It explores the complex nature of humanity and the eternal struggle between good and evil. The first book, The Serpent, depicts the serpent's continued attempts to destroy Adam and Eve even after being cursed, but God intervenes, silencing the serpent and banishing it to India. Satan also makes numerous attempts on their lives, even throwing a massive stone, but God continues to save them, drawing parallels to Christ's resurrection and Noah's coming flood. The book also delves into Adam's sorrow and vulnerability outside of Eden. God avoided placing Adam near the northern edge of the garden, fearing he would bathe in purifying waters and forget his sin. The southern border was equally off limits to prevent the sweet fragrance of Eden's trees from comforting him falsely. Eventually, Adam is sent west to a vast land where he dwells in a cave, the cave of treasures beneath. Imagine Adam and Eve facing unimaginable trials after their exile from paradise. How did they adjust to a harsh and hostile world? The Book of Adam and Eve answers these questions and more, exploring the purpose behind their dwelling in the cave, Adam's fear of angels who once revered him, and the purpose of the beautiful maidens they encountered. But before we explore these answers, let me introduce you to The Art of Positive Thinking, an ebook that will revolutionize your mental reality. As the creator of this content and leader of the Power of the Mind, I'm sharing my personal journey and insights with you. Don't miss out. Click the pinned comment link to begin your path to self-knowledge and positivity. Adam and Eve followed the angel's instructions. Adam took gold and placed it on Eve's clothes, formalizing their union. The angels then instructed them to pray for 40 days and nights, after which they could unite and their children would repopulate the earth. After fulfilling this period of prayer and fasting, they reunited as instructed. From Adam's departure from Eden to his marriage to Eve, 223 days had passed, 7 months and 13 days. Thus, Satan's attempt to deceive Adam was thwarted. But the story doesn't end there. When Eve went into labor, she suffered greatly, and Adam prayed to the Creator to alleviate her pain. The Creator heard his prayer, easing Eve's suffering, and she gave birth to their first children, a boy and a girl. They named their son Cain and their daughter Luluwa. As Cain and Luluwa grew, Adam offered sacrifices to the Creator on their behalf. Later, when Abel and Achlamia were born, the same ritual was followed. While Cain grew hard-hearted and domineering, Abel was gentle and obedient. The Book of Adam and Eve contrasts the evil of Cain's descendants with the purity of Seth's lineage, showing the conflict between good and evil that spans generations. This ancient text provides us with a deeper understanding of the story of Genesis, one that explores the intricacies of humanity's fall and redemption. In the next segment of this video, we will delve into the stark differences between the book of Genesis and the book of Adam and Eve. The creation stories in these texts offer distinct perspectives on humanity's origins, the Creator's role, and the nature of good and evil. While Genesis is central to the Judeo-Christian tradition, the book of Adam and Eve presents an alternative narrative that has influenced Christian thought and provides a richer understanding of the creation myth. Exploring both, we can appreciate the complex traditions that have shaped our spiritual history